Hi, it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here for our September A Quilting Life Planner and Workbook video. This month is all about reflection, and so we'll talk a little bit about that, but I've also got some great listener feedback and questions, and we'll go over those too, and then I'll share a few other ideas I had for you this month, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, we're going to start out today with a couple of reviews and some great feedback that we got from our viewers and listeners. So first up, I just want to read this review from Kim, who says, "Thank you for these videos. I am a newer quilter and I'm really loving the planner, and your videos keep me motivated to keep it up to date. It's now August and I'm still using it actively, which must be a new record for me with any planner. Your tips and ideas are so helpful. It's a great tool." Kim. And thank you so much, Kim. I really, really appreciate that. And I am also staying so much better organized this year than I ever have. And I really feel like part of it is filming these videos, looking at everything, knowing that I have a commitment to look at everything each month has really been helpful. So thank you. Okay, and then Deborah said, "Sherri, I just received the planner in July and it has inspired me to completely reorganize not only my studio, but my way of approaching all creative endeavors. My question has to do with rogue fabric and how and where it should be listed." And she goes on to kind of describe this fabric. It's Art Gallery, and it was ordered to go with a particular fat quarter bundle. Yet surprisingly, she says, it matches perfectly with certain Wyndham Moda collections, and she has plans for those, but she would kind of like to use this Art Gallery fabric in several of the projects, but I can only store it in one place. Where should I list it in the inventory, and how should it be listed, as some projects will come to fruition and others will be reimagined? If you have covered this before, please let me know where I can locate the information. I have only recently found you and all the information is so helpful. Thank you, Deborah. And no, I actually haven't covered this before, and it is a great question. I think it comes up to all of us. We have a certain piece of fabric, and for me, it's actually a background fabric by Sandy Klopp that I've had for years and years and years, and it goes with almost everything. And so I've moved it around different times and then I haven't known where to find it. So yes, this is a great question. And my answer would be to keep it where it's most logical to you to keep it, but then write that down. And you can put that in your, you didn't mention how big of a cut of fabric it is, but I imagine it might be a larger piece since you ordered it to go with a fat quarter bundle. So I would actually think maybe the large cuts of fabric here would be the best place to list it. And then maybe those other projects that you're thinking about, maybe put a little star or a little post-it note and note, that you have that other fabric that you're considering to go with that project. But that would be my best set. And I would probably store it still with the Art Gallery fabric that it went along with. But just for me, I found that if I write something down, then I am sure to find it. So thank you for that. The next question or little feedback is from Teresa, and she said, "Sherri, I noticed you said that you discard your quilting planner at the end of the year and keep the journal with random things in it. I thought that was curious, as the planner is actually a history of all the things you have accomplished and how you got there in your quilting journey. I plan on keeping my planner so I can reflect on what I have accomplished and what I can do in the future." Just a thought, Teresa. And yes, thank you, Teresa. I completely agree. I actually do keep the planner. What I meant to say was that I was going to get a new one to start using the next year and not use the older one from the year before. But yes, I have lots of planners going back decades, so I can keep track of things. I love your idea, and some of the other pieces of feedback go right along with your thoughts too that I'll be getting to. But since the planners are undated, I'm going to just get a new one out of the closet and I'm going to use it for 2023, and I will transfer anything into the 2023 planner that I'm still working on that hasn't been finished from this year, but I won't continue to use that other one. It'll go into storage since it was 2022. But the next two readers had some great ideas that go right along with what you said. Betty said, "What great ideas. I was thinking to remove the spiral binding, hole punch it, and do a bigger binder so that I can add more pages for lists, and also use a pencil instead of a pen so I can make changes." I love that idea. And Betty also said, "Thanks for all you do, Sherri." And then finally, Nadine, also on the same lines as Betty, said, "You can also take all of the pages off the coil and put them in a skinny binder. Then you can add extra pieces of lined paper as needed for lists and even calendar month pages for the future." And I love that idea too. In fact, I wanted to let you know that I do have a free monthly calendar page that I do every month. In fact, it posted on my blog just last week on Tuesday, August 30th. So if you go to that post, you can get it for free. We'll put a link to that in the description. But I do those every month and will continue to do so. And those will be great next year if you want to take one of these ideas. And we're actually going to do some down shots next, and I'll actually show you what that calendar page looks like. Okay, let's just start out with the free calendar pages that I have on my blog every month, since I just mentioned it. This is actually the September calendar. And what I mark on here, I actually put a little video icon on the Mondays and Thursdays because we always release videos on those days. Sometimes we add in a Saturday video, or something might change because of a quilt along, but I have those little icons on there. And then the little microphones are on the second and the fourth Mondays. Those are our podcast days. So I have that on the calendar, and then the rest is just for you to use whatever you want. I mean, you can use it in your sewing room, you could use it in your kitchen. Next year, if you want to take your pages out and put them in a 3-ring binder, I'll have these every month for you. And they also have just a little place for notes and your top 3. So we'll put a link to the post on Tuesday, August 30th, where you can go and download this for free. And I usually do it one of the last days of the month or the first of the month, just kind of depending on how the calendar falls. But I do have these every month that just seem to work well with the planner if you have stuff that you want to just keep. And also, just on this kind of same topic, since we do have a lot of different people that are coming in and finding the videos at different times, I actually have a lot of resources on the blog. And so we'll have a link in the description for today's post and on my blog post for today's video that you can go and sign up and get. It's a 5-day series of organizing and planning resources that I have in my blog. Sometimes they're hard to just find and search out on your own, but this is a curated series. So each day for 5 days, it will take you to at least 1, sometimes 2 different places on the blog where I've written about this topic in the past. Okay, so let's get started with September. And I love being able to move my tabs around because I don't need the tabs for every single month of the year once it's passed. So September is all about reviewing regularly. And it's actually, I think, probably the shortest little section. You know, we change the color each month as we move to a different section. But September's is actually the shortest, and I think that's because I thought that you might want to take a little bit of time with this, and so I wasn't going to give you a ton of things to do, but it's kind of all on your own schedule. I actually review regularly every weekend. I was doing it on Sunday for a while, but I listened to some business podcasts, and they really suggested you do your weekly review on Friday afternoon so that you're just ready to go on Monday, and also so that you can relax and enjoy your weekend more. So I've started doing that, and I really do like that. But this month's section is, like I said, it's literally just 3 pages. And there's a lot of things in here, how often you should review, and just some different task ideas, tips for weekly, monthly, and yearly review. And really this section down here is just for you to make a plan on what you're going to do, how you're going to review. And this, what is working well, that I've seen that in every business review system that I've used or reviewed. Really, what is going well? What categories, projects, or areas should you be giving extra time to, less time to? Just kind of go through everything. This is really interesting because I recently just interviewed a fellow quilter for our podcast, and it was really fun to hear about her fabric review process and what she does. You'll have to tune in for that next Monday. So, but anyway, there's a little task list, and the part that I really like back here are the quarterly reviews, and I filled them out for first quarter and second quarter already. And at the end of this month, I will fill out quarter 3. But I really, quarter 2, and I put the date that I did the review. So the last review I did was July 3rd, so right after second quarter ended. And I wrote down that I was reviewing quarter 2 of 2022, some things that I had finished, and some things that I'm working on. And this, I kind of hit it right on the head this time. I finished 2 really big quilts, my sampler spree and my home for the holidays in that quarter. I'm designing quilts for new fabrics, and I'm starting to think about Christmas gifts. We have actually a tutorial coming this Thursday that you'll want to watch out for that will be great for Christmas gifts. I've been trying to work on my sewing room, and I've also been donating some quilts to some different organizations. So it's almost time to do that review. I'll do it at the end of this month, like I mentioned. But that's what's going on for this month. And take a little time and think about it. And it doesn't all have to be done in one day. This is the kind of a project this month that you might want to just do a little section of it once a week throughout the month. And then next week we are going to be jumping into full on getting ready for gift giving and charity, and really excited about the October pages that are coming up soon. I hope that you're enjoying your planner, and that, as always, if you have questions or feedback that will be beneficial to everyone, that you can just share those in the comments to today's video. Okay, so that's it for our September A Quilting Life Planner and Workbook video. I will have everything linked in the description below, a couple of things that I told you about during today's video, and hope that you'll enjoy your little month of reflection before everything gets really busy at the end of the year. And we'll see you next month for one of these videos. If you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for stopping by.